RaceReview, guys. My name is Tyler, and tonight the World of Outlaws return to one of my favorite tracks in Ohio, the Attica Raceway Park. The last time we saw the World of Outlaws at Attica was for the Brad Doty Classic in July last year, and Kyle Larson picked up one of his many sprint car victories last year in 2020. And we're a month and a half or so off of the Brad Doty Classic, and this is the Kisser Classic as we are warming up in the season. It's a beautiful day at the track, 91 degrees, the hottest racing temperature that we'll have with the World of Outlaws so far in 2021, and we would kick off the night with hot laps. Our most recent winner with the World of Outlaws was Logan Schchuchart, winning earlier this week, and he would be fastest in hot laps tonight, and the track was already shaping up. We've got a lot of great cars at the track tonight. 31 cars showed up to the track tonight to wage war for $10,000 in a 40-lap feature, and the track was already shaping up. The top is always the place to be around Attica, but in the middle of the feature, the bottom is always sneaky fast. So like I said, we're a long way from feature time, and we've got qualifying and then heat races, B, main dash, and then the feature. So qualifying, David Gravel in the number 2 Big Game Motorsports would set yet another quick time on the year. This team seems to be up front every single night, coming out the trailer in qualifying, which just sets up their whole night for success. Another quick time for David Gravel. In second was Brandon Spithaler. And then rounding out the top 6, we had Sheldon Haudenschild, Aaron Reitzel, Brad Sweet, and Carson Macedo all in that top 6. These top 6 guys are going to start on the front row of our 10-lap heat races. We've got 3 of them tonight. Top 2 are going to go to that all-important dash. Top 6 are going to transfer into the feature. Let's get right into heat race action. Heat races look like this. Like I said, 3 of them, 10 laps each. Top 2 to the dash and top 6 to the feature. Heat race number 1 would have David Gravel starting on the pole, and to his outside was rookie point leader Aaron Reitzel. These guys would wage war for the top spot. Even DONNY SCHATZ, who started 3rd, would get involved within the first 2 laps, but ultimately David Gravel stretches it out and picks up the win in heat race number 1, and going to the dash with him is Aaron Reitzel. DONNY SCHATZ in 3rd, 4th was Craig Kinzer, and then 5th and 6th was battled between Craig Mintz and Brock Zierfoss, and Craig Mintz gets by Brock. Brock picks up the 6th and final transfer spot. Boy, oh boy, heat race number 2 had action all over the Attica Raceway Park, and picking up the win, the second fastest qualifier and local guy, Brandon Spithaler picks up the win. To his outside, starting on the outside of the front row, was the 41 of Carson Macedo, and on the first couple laps, Carson sinks like a shit back to 5th, battling with Anthony Macri. Macri would ultimately transfer in, and Carson would charge back up through the field. Coming to the white flag, Carson was in 4th. He would get by Nate Drussel, and then coming to the checkered flag, he would bang wheels with local driver Trey Jacobs, and Trey would ultimately get that dash spot, and Carson will finish in 3rd. And the 3rd and final heat race had Ohio native and World of Outlaws superstar Sheldon Haudenschild picking up the win. Him and the defending World of Outlaws champion Brad Sweet battled for the first 2 laps, but ultimately Sheldon went on to win. Brad will go to the dash as well, and holding off Brent Marks for a transfer spot in tonight's feature was local racer and Attica point leader at the track, Cole Macedo. The B-Main will be 12 laps and transfer the final 6 cars into tonight's feature, and picking up the win in the B-Main and transferring into the feature would be Brent Marks. With him will be Chris Andrews, World of Outlaws regular Wayne Johnson, Henry Malquit, Travis Philo, and then DJ Foose rounding out the field. Missing the feature tonight was Jacob Allen. Next up was the dash, and we would set the first 6 cars in tonight's main event. Tonight's main event is a 40-lap feature for $10,000. Buried in the field are guys like Brock Zierfoss, James McFadden, Brent Marks coming from the B-Main. Definitely going to be watching these guys charging forward. Guys that just missed out on some transfer spots into tonight's dash, like Donnie Schatz. He's one of the 2 drivers that are current with the World of Outlaws that have wins here. The other guy being David Gravel. Donnie's still looking for win number 300 and win number 1 on the season, starting inside of row number 4. To his outside, after coming to the checkered flag and failing to pick up the dash spot, the number 41 of Carson Macedo starts outside of him. Right behind these guys, Logan Schchuchart, our most recent winner with the World of Outlaws, starts right behind Donnie Schatz, but inside of the top 6. We've got some heavy hitters tonight. David Gravel, like I just said, one of the few guys to win at Attica with the World of Outlaws, starts inside of the top 3 rows. With him are local guys like Brandon Spithaler on the outside of the front row. He finished 2nd in the dash and looks to flex hard for the local boys in Ohio. And then starting outside of row number 3 was Trey Jacobs. Also inside of the top 6 are going to be Brad Sweet. Brad, the defending World of Outlaws Series champion, has never finished inside of the top 4 at Attica ever. Looking to finish up on the podium tonight and possibly get a win. And then starting on the pole tonight after picking up the win in the dash is the number 17 of Sheldon Haudenschild. Sheldon put on a show in the dash, coming from 6th all the way up to win the dash and put the Ohio native on the pole for the 40-lap feature. Let's get right into it.
Attica Raceway, you one of the best. Duplicated the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws, no synergy drink sprint cars!
the bat, Sheldon Haudenschild and Brandon Spithaler begin their war for first, and coming to the end of lap number 1, Brandon Spithaler running the top slips over the cushion around Sheldon Haudenschild and brings out our first caution. We have a restart. On the restart, Calamity back in the middle of the pack as we had Anthony Macri getting upside down and also Craig Kinzer sliding into the picture as well, and we'd have another restart. On the restart, Sheldon Haudenschild gets out to the lead and takes off. David Gravel is now in second, and through the first 2 laps, Brent Marks is already up inside of the top 10 from 19th, and Brock Zierfoss is right there with him. Brad Sweet is starting to slip back. I think at this point he was back to 5th. We're about a handful of laps in the book, and we're starting to close in on lap traffic. Aaron Reitzel brings out the caution, and we'd have a double foul restart. On the restart, David Gravel gets around Sheldon Haudenschild and gets to the lead. Donnie Schatz is now up to 3rd, and Brent Marks and Brock Zierfoss are up to 7th and 8th. 25 laps to go. Sheldon Haudenschild and David Gravel wage war for the lead as we close in on heavy lap traffic. You're pretty much able to go on the bottom and the top at this point as they're both pretty even as they cut through lap traffic. 20 laps to go. Not only are David and Sheldon still waging war for the lead, but Donnie Schatz is closing in on both of them, running the bottom. With 15 laps to go, Sheldon Haudenschild is out to a 2.5 second lead as David Gravel slips back into the clutches of Donnie Schatz, and Donnie gets around him, running about a lane and a half on the bottom. With 11 laps to go, Sheldon Haudenschild is now 3.5 seconds out in front, cutting through lap traffic, running the top, pretty much able to go wherever he wanted to go. Has been the class of the field so far, as CARSON MACEDO gets around Brad Sweet and James McFadden looks to follow him to get around his teammate as well. Brad is starting to slip back through the field. With 8 laps to go, Sheldon Haudenschild is lapping Cole Macedo, and they make contact, but all is clear, and Sheldon gets out. At this point, Donnie Schatz, David Gravel, CARSON MACEDO, and then Brent Marks is now into the top 5 with just 8 laps to go. With 3 laps to go, Sheldon Haudenschild is about 3 seconds out in front, still ripping the top in very clean traffic as David Gravel and Donnie Schatz wage war in the closing laps for a podium finish. Coming to the white flag, DJ Foose shears a left rear off of the car right in front of Sheldon Haudenschild. Sheldon Haudenschild goes to the top trying to get around him and spins. They both come to a stop, bringing out the caution. This race is a 3-point-second lead, and surely a Sheldon Haudenschild.
You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Essentially give the victory away in this one to either David Gravel or Donnie Schatz, but don't look now. Brent Marks starts in 3rd. On the restart, David Gravel shoots out to the lead. Donnie tries to rip the top. Kind of unordinary for Donnie Schatz, but does it again coming to the white flag. Rips the top, does not go down to the bottom in 3 and 4, and David Gravel comes home with the win. This is his 5th win of the World of Outlaws 2021 season. He will likely close in to about 50 points behind Brad Sweet as Brad finished in 5th. And Brent Marks comes home with another 3rd place podium finish. Has looked so good in the number 19 Carson's going back to that team. And Donnie Schatz comes home with another podium finish in 2nd as well. Next up is Sharon Speedway in Ohio. Another great track for the World of Outlaws to go back to. I can't wait to do this one, you guys. As always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications so that you can stay up on the next World of Outlaws race. And until next time, you guys, stay dirty.